Surviving Sister Wives contains adult content that may not be suitable for Latter-day Saints or sinners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Sister Wives.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is Special Forces Season 4, Episode 5, Trust.
Not loyalty, just trust.
Distrust.
So far.
I'm starting to lose my patience with this show because I was really convinced that this week was going to be the week that they featured Kody.
You know, I thought it was going to be a big exit week as well. I thought we were going to have like a ton of people leaving.
A watershed episode.
Yeah. Really trimming down on the numbers, because then we saw the ads where it was like, oh, in the first 10 minutes of the episode, 2 people leave. Okay, great. I need more. I need more people to leave. More than 2 per episode.
You can't spoil that 2 people leave in the first 10 minutes, and those are the only 2 people to leave the whole episode.
Well, we spoiled that.
They did. Well, it's too late. You watched it,
now.
right? You're not just depending on us to talk about this show, are you?
A lot of people are. A lot of people are saying, I'm not watching this show. I can't watch this show.
Okay, this is the point where I feel like I would be contemplating bailing out.
Like if you were a participant on the show?
No, I would have been gone
just
a long
watching.
time ago. Watching. As an audience member on the couch at home.
Yeah, you would have been a day one Britney sort of, I can't do this.
I would have been dreaming about hot water, a massage at that luxury hotel that they sent them to. That's where I'm going. Maybe they're easing us into it because there was a lot of Kody in this episode. He just didn't get pulled into the DS.
I still don't get why they haven't, though. And I mean, I guess they do this out of order, too, is what some of the people are saying. Because, like, Brianna Chicken Fry was saying that, like, her focus episode was earlier on. They actually pulled her in for questioning, like, later on, but then they cut that into her feature episode, so to speak. And so things do get kind of shuffled around a little bit, depending. So maybe they have already called him in at this point, or at least in some way, shape, or form.
I'm just getting frustrated because we're seeing him in multiple challenges now not listen to his teammates. And everybody else is catching shit for the things they're doing, and they're ignoring him.
That's the thing, is that for everything that they've called everyone else in for, Kody is doing that exact thing, and even worse, I would say. Like, if you're correcting all these other people for those bad behaviors, you need to talk to this man as soon as possible.
We are watching the show to watch him get yelled at. So that's what I'm going to need to fast forward to. Because I'm getting tired of watching him excel at all the physical competitions.
He hasn't been doing so great lately. He's been failing a lot of stuff. So even though he's doing okay as far as the actual physicality of what's required, he has been failing missions more frequently.
It's true.
The past few episodes. Well, because at this point,
he's making enemies.
And they're trying to emphasize that, like, the point now is, like, team building. Like, that's what this is about. It's
exactly
not a standout individual effort that's going to do this. Special Forces is a team.
Well, we always knew that was going to be the thing that he was going to fail at.
Big downfall. Communication and trust. Trustworthy. So this whole episode is trust.
This is day 5 that they're here, and people's
Congratulations, you made it to day 5. Congratulations, everyone.
There's finally, I think, people on the verge of injuries. Their bodies are starting to break down. It's been a lot doing this. I think the tunnel challenge really got to people last week.
Randall was talking about having, like, nightmares, waking up in the middle of the night with the horrors of the tunnel. Yeah, the tunnel challenge, PTSD.
Nick's whole leg is blown up and inflamed, swollen.
That's what he was talking about, how he's going to be out for a month. And then Ravi was like, well, you're retired, so you're out for, like, the rest of your life, basically. So I think you'll be okay. You should have plenty of time to recover.
I think a lot of the athletes are going to have to start contemplating, do I stay here and possibly risk an injury that'll mean I'll never be able to play my sport again? Or do I bow out?
Well, and, like, this is the point, too, where you start realizing the extended physical strain of this sort of challenge, where, yes, ex-football players and pro athletes are good for physical challenges in short bursts, like if they still have their conditioning and their stamina
Well,
too.
there's no time for recovery.
There's no time for recovery, and then that's the main difference here, which again is why hockey players would be absolutely breezing through all this stuff, just saying. But okay, so like the point being, with a lot of these guys, they are older guys, ex-professional athletes who
We have
are
female
now
athletes too.
well, yeah.
They seem to be holding up better.
I'm talking about like the NFL guys that's like their bodies are like broken down a little bit more. Like that's the other part, is like the strain that they've endured is not like a long lasting sort of durability comes into question at this level when you're this many days in.
So the DS called them out to the parade square because they're going to get their first challenge handed to them today. But they're giving an opportunity for anybody who wants to go to rip off their armband.
And so Nick takes his armband off. He's had enough. He's done being Army man.
I gotta say, though, I thought that Nick was going to quit in the middle of a challenge.
I thought that Nick was going to do this last week.
Yeah, I really do think that he was thinking about his injury that he appeared to have and decided that that was it for him.
Well, just like whatever we're about to go through, because basically the whole speech was like, whatever we've done so far, that's child's play. And
it's
like,
going to get a whole lot worse.
Fun time's over. Now we're going to get into the serious stuff. And Nick was like, I don't think I want to do any more of that. So I think I'm done. I think that's enough for me. And so he kind of taps out just as part of that process. And then they open it up. Hey, does anybody else want to go? And Ravi slips in there and is like, yeah, I'll go too. Thanks, everybody.
They kind of didn't see him at first.
No, he had to like raise his hand and be like, oh, guys, wait, hold on.
Please.
Hold on.
I'm not going with you.
Please. I don't want to. I want to go see my family. I'm ready to go. So
he was a surprise for a lot of people.
He was quick too. A lot of people didn't even catch it while we were watching with the watch party on Discord, and it was just like, well, there he goes. Messed up some people's brackets a little bit.
He was complaining in another clip about how his back was hurting him. So I think between that and then last week where he was talking about missing his family, it was the right time to go. You made it halfway.
You made it halfway, which that's good.
That.
And I think that was what the DS was saying too. They're like, some people have kind of run their course here at this point. Now we need to trim it down to like our core people who we can really count on moving forward and develop here.
I think they're shocked that they only got 2 people to rip their armbands off.
I am. Yeah, I'm still shocked that we did not have more people leave and vacate the premises. Very upsetting at this point.
So this week's challenges are all about honesty, trust, and integrity. That's going to be the theme for the whole episode, which is very important.
Yes.
And I think a speech that was lost on some of them.
Some of them. Yeah, a lot of people aren't really listening. The listening skills, they don't really understand what's the overall holistic experience here for the day. They're just thinking about what's the next task, what's the next challenge.
No, so this is where I think my theory comes in of how you excel at this show. People who are able to disassociate, maybe people who have had a lot of trauma in their life, I think that those are the people who are going to go the furthest because you're able to just go do and shut your brain off.
Well, it depends on the trauma too, because then that's what we're seeing with this next challenge is before we actually go for the mission, we're going to do a fun little round table vote. It's like a traders sort of round table discussion here. Well, not so much discussion. We're just putting a vote for who's the least trustworthy. But I think that was kind of a conflicted way of doing it. They deem this person as least trustworthy, but they're asking questions of like, if you had to go on a mission, who would you not want to have come along with you? You have to leave someone behind at the barracks. Who would you leave behind? Well, that doesn't necessarily imply trust level with them. That's people are looking at it as a holistic decision-making process of like, well,
I think the word trust is used in different ways throughout this episode. And what they mean is, who do you trust to have your back? Who wouldn't you take? Because if it's just you and that person in a challenge, you're not trusting that they're going to be the teammate that you need.
Well, that's where maybe it's just me for my decision-making process. I was like, I need to know like more definitively of how you're asking me to make this decision before you just call on me and I have to say somebody's name now.
Oh, they have no idea what the consequence of saying someone's number is going to be.
Yeah. So I think it was basically
Brianna goes first.
Yeah, Chicken Fry goes first, and she says that Chanel would be her vote, number 8. So that starts this whole thing where a lot of people are basically voting for Chanel of being least trustworthy, and that's kind of getting to her. So that's what I'm saying of like, depending on the trauma, because you have to go from this where you're picked last in kickball, and like now this is a deep wound.
Yeah.
Here.
They knew whoever ended up being the person who got the most votes was going to have a struggle in the upcoming mission, because you're either going to be able to disconnect from what just happened at camp, or you're going to go through the challenge and think about it the entire time and struggle.
Be stuck. Yeah, you're going to be stuck in that cycle, just thinking about it the whole time. The other kicker here is that they make her a team lead too as part of that. So it's just like, oh no, you've just made it so much worse. I was already down where everybody's telling me they don't trust me, and now you're saying you have to lead a squad.
Also, what an emotional roller coaster that would be, because as everybody's calling out your number, they just ask people, if you want to leave, you can VW now. Would you be thinking they're going to pull me out too?
I thought they were going to cut her.
Yeah. And
I thought
now
they were
they
going to
didn't
force her to go home. Yeah, that you are voted out because your squad doesn't trust you.
Which would almost be easier than having to go through a challenge where now you have to lead part of that team with people who voted against you.
So this challenge is like a resource extraction. They're going to set the scene here, though. It's like, picture this. We have a bunch of stuff in this village. There's a nearby village where the enemy is on its way, and we have to get this stuff out of here in a hurry.
What Kody Brown heard, though, was your family's under an intense police investigation.
Picture this.
You need to move 4 families under the cover of night. ASAP.
Are you bringing mattresses? Are you bringing Payton's toys?
It's time to pack the moving truck.
It's time to pack.
Like, there is no way he was ever going to do badly at this challenge, just physically, because he has been preparing for this his entire adult life.
This is all muscle memory at this point, is what's happening here. It just kicks in.
Move the boxes. Move the boxes.
Pick up the things.
Pick it up. Put it
in
down.
The car.
Put it in the truck. Take it out of the truck.
So that was the piece here. Again, of course, they throw them curveballs along the way because they've gone to this location to retrieve all the stuff. They put it all in the truck. They drive the truck another 10 feet. Flat tire. Muscle memory. Instinct takes over here. Kody is in rare form.
This challenge was just designed by him, not even for him.
Not for him. Yeah, this is destiny.
They watched an episode of Sister Wives and they thought this will get the right props to make it feel like it takes place within the Special Forces universe.
Military crates and things, cargo nets, some stuff, you know? Military army stuff.
It served maybe as some inspiration.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But that kind of ends up being, because of course Cody's the team leader, they keep putting Chicken Fry and Gia with him, though.
Gia or Gina?
Well, depends on who you ask. Because
how insulting that they're at day 5 and you've been on Cody's team multiple times and he thinks your name is Gina, not Gia.
Multiple times. They're spending a lot of missions together. And then it's Kody yelling at Gia to leave these things. They're trying to pick up multiple things at once to carry them. It's too much stuff. So he's telling her, hey, leave that one behind. We'll have to come back for it.
Well, she's confident she can carry it, but the problem is he can't carry the box he has by himself. He needs her to help with that.
He needs help with his larger case, and then she's trying to throw this little case on top of that one, but then that's too heavy for both. So they're trying to figure out the logistics of moving this stuff, but then they're arguing in the process, and then he's just, Gina! I can't carry this alone, Gina. So he's barking orders at her, but it's just like, if you're the team lead, you need to say, here's what we're doing, here's what we're going for. Or if you're grabbing that one, you carry it with your other arm, and then I need help.
Just start calling people's numbers. That's an alternative you have. You don't have to learn anybody's name.
He's not going to know the numbers.
Just
I don't
learn
know
what
the
number
numbers
they
either.
are.
The numbers are harder for me to keep that straight for the most part. Kody is number 4, though, for 4 wives. So that one I can remember. Had 4 wives.
Chanel's team's not doing really well because the DS is taunting her the entire time.
And she picks up on this very quickly. She's like, oh, you guys want me to quit.
You're trying to
make
talk me into it.
Yeah.
You're trying to make this so miserable that I'm just going to quit in the middle of the competition.
Well, that would be a lot easier than doing the challenge, wouldn't it? You could just take off your armband and say IVW to get me out of here, you know?
They should start walking around with like milkshakes, and clearly food is a good temptation for these people.
Food is a temptation. They are very food motivated here. I did like when they were really ridiculing Chanel, and at one point they were like, number 8, you're pony trotting. And I was like, oh, for some people, that's a professional career.
Pony trot professionally, yeah.
Yeah, some people.
Don't mock that. The
was
hobby
I mocking?
horse community,
I was taking it
not you.
I was taking it very
I'm talking
seriously.
about the DS.
Oh, okay. Well, I've
Fox.
been accused before.
The hobby horse community will come for you.
I get very defensive when it comes to the hobby horsing now. If you're looking at it competitively, though, Chanel really crumbles under the pressure here. She does not do well at all, but also she's up against Andrew, who we know from last week is an amazing leader, even though he would be so mad at you for saying that. Like, if you gave him any ounce of credit for what he's able to do here.
See, I was wondering, why did they have Andrew lead that team when he just had an opportunity to lead last week? But I think they did that on purpose.
That was intentional.
They knew that then Team Bravo was going to crush it. And it was going to be even harder for Chanel's team to beat them.
Oh, yeah. They definitely stacked this whole exercise against Chanel to try to break her. But she's not quitting. She's not giving up. She's not doing well, though, because throughout the whole thing, she hasn't really given any instruction. She's not motivating anyone. Her team's kind of slacking and falling behind. They're just not moving.
They're having to make up for her lack of physicality.
Right.
So overall, not well. They finished 12 minutes behind Andrew East's team.
That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of time to lose by for, it was not close, basically, at all.
And then we have Kody's team versus Randall's team.
And we're getting some more great quotes from Kody Brown in his ISO interviews. I don't consider myself to be a great leader. Because because he's humble.
Because neither of us, none of us would say that.
No, I think we all agree. Yeah, this is the first time that Kody said something that I can agree with in 2025. But a good quality of manhood, masculinity, is taking responsibility for the job that needs to be done and doing it. Oh, you mean like fatherhood?
Or says the man who got released from one of his marriages for abandoning his wife.
Yeah, or like being a husband, the husbandly duty, the act is easy, right?
Yeah, I think that was all lost on him. I'm going to lose my mind if he goes into the DS and he talks about how he came here because he wants to be a big, brave cowboy like his daddy was.
I don't think he's going to mention that.
You
think he's
don't?
going to bring up his dad?
All he has talked about is manliness and masculinity and how that's his drive for being here. Okay. So it's either going to be that, or he's going to talk about how he had 3 divorces happen in a very short period of time and how emasculated he is.
I think it's going to be more about that. It's going to be more about him.
And how he came here to prove he's got big balls.
Yeah. I need to show my last wife that I'm still the manly man.
Still virile. Okay, that's what it's going to be about. Him and Robin.
Yeah, it's about him and Robin.
I think we finally got there.
The love, the passion.
I hope they show us the unedited version of his interview with the DS.
Well, what's upsetting is that they're sending like unedited clips of stuff that they didn't use for the show. They're sending it to the participants who are then sharing it on social media. I'm assuming that they're sending clips to Kody of stuff that they didn't use of him, but then he's not posting it anywhere. Because he knows we're just going to rip it to shreds.
We're having to rely on whoever was teamed up with him to post what they got. Because Gia posted their trust fall. And it was interesting to watch the stuff that was not part of the episode.
Yeah.
So we're being cheated.
Definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that we don't get to see as part of the show. Absolutely.
At the end, they're getting like near the finish line with the last few cases that they have to carry, and Brianna Chicken Fry is begging Kody to listen to her.
A dolly will not carry this, Brianna. We have to get to the finish line. Can we try jogging?
This is the second time where when they had to carry something in a competition, he pulls everyone.
He's in the front and he's dragging them behind him.
Like a Clydesdale.
But like a Clydesdale in the streets. And a pony in the sheets. So he's the reverse, see?
Uh-huh.
That's unfortunate. But I think like the difference here being that Kody keeps seeing this as these women who are holding him back. He does not understand the concept that this is a team effort. And then like the difference.
It's literally why his marriage has failed.
Right.
Why he was bad at plural marriage.
He's not connecting the dots on that at all, because then that's where you can compare. Look at Andrew in his leadership. He's carrying 2 cases at a time by himself,
while saying things that are encouraging to his other teammates.
Pick it up. Come on. Keep going. Push. Let's go. Let's move. He's constantly motivating, reminding everyone to stay focused on the task at hand, but not in a negative way or a berating way. It's motivating people. It's encouraging people. And you see that because the difference there was Chanel didn't say anything to her team. In fact, they saw a lot of stuff where, oh, I have to pick up Chanel's because she can't keep carrying it. So then that's really deflating. That's hard to keep up and stay focused on this task when your body is tired and now your mind really starts running in all these different directions with all these other concerns. So we're seeing it with Kody as well, where he is not motivating his team to succeed at all.
He's just trying to, again, drag them to the finish line behind him. So he fails.
Yeah.
And Randall's team passes.
Yes, because I think it was like an either or for the 4 groups.
Pitted against each other.
But then in the car ride back, too, because this is how out of touch Kody is, too. He's in between Christy and Chanel. And he looks over to Chanel and he goes, "How'd you do?" Not good. Yeah, it did not go well today. Read the room, read the car.
Maybe you could say something nice to her since we didn't get to see who Kody picked, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
But I hope he didn't say that 8 was the least trustworthy and then just got in the car and was like,
"How'd you do?"
Yeah.
It did not go well.
He probably did, because I bet you he doesn't know her name or her number.
Yeah. He didn't even realize that was the person he voted for earlier this morning, too, and put her in a bad headspace before the mission.
So unsurprisingly, Chanel gets called in to talk with the DS.
This was a rough one, and also they're confused. Why are you still here? We thought you would have quit by now. So, like, maybe we need to take a second look at this. Let's dig in a little bit more, so that way we have a better idea of how to make you leave.
They're just looking for ammo.
I think that's what they're looking for.
But they don't know. She has been in the modeling industry, and once you've worked alongside someone like Tyra Banks, this is child's play. This is going to be...
This is nothing.
This is a cakewalk.
You
can say all the abusive things you want to say towards me. I'm not going anywhere.
Also, I'm not going to say anything back. Like, there's not going to be any back talk because, like, I'm not allowed to really speak up on things. And that's kind of what I've done my whole life, my entire career. Like, I just kind of button it up, get through the job, and move on.
And also, they really thought the whole rejection thing of everybody voting for her was going to maybe break her. It did upset her.
It's upsetting.
But she's used to being rejected, being a model.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, like, that's not completely out of the norm, I guess, for her. Like, this is something that she was prepared for.
Whoever wrote up her binder for this show and thought that they knew what they were going to need to mentally break her did not watch America's Next Top Model.
I mean, they came close because, like, I think also she picked up on it too. So then it's like, if you know that they're actively trying to get you to quit, then I think that might be another thing where she's kind of pushing through to just counter that and sort of resist against it.
Mm-hmm.
a little bit, maybe.
And eventually they'll move on to the next person.
Hopefully. Yeah, if I can weather the storm here, they'll shift their attention elsewhere.
Well, that's going to happen because Randall walks into, what is it, like their tent?
Well, it's the, like their...
It was in their barracks, right? Where this was set up. Because they have some tables off to the side where they have food and things arranged.
Well, what happened? Yeah, like the DS called Randall in and they were dishing out the chores because I think this used to be Ravi's job, but Ravi left. So now Randall is the person who goes from the...
He
barracks.
reiterates what
he like goes between.
are.
He's the go-between guy. So like he's getting the instructions from the DS. They're saying, here's the chores. Here's who needs to do what. And then he's delegating those tasks back at the barracks. When they walk into the mess hall and they see a box, a mystery box, just a cardboard box that's not really like on a table with the food. It's like on the seat of one of the tables.
Right in front of where you walk in.
Right where you walk in.
So you can't miss it.
Chanel is the first one who walks in, and she kind of looked in, saw some stuff where it was like, there's candy, there's soda. I'm not touching this. Something's off.
She clocked it right away.
Yeah, she goes, I'm not messing with that. So she's like focusing on, she's cleaning up. Gia then comes in, and she sees, oh, look at that.
They kind of rifle through it a little bit.
Her and Randall get pretty excited about it. Where then it's because Chanel was like, "Don't touch that stuff.
Don't even go near it. Don't look at it.
Don't look at it. Don't think about it." And then they start looking through it, and then Chanel changes her instruction. Okay, well then don't like take it. Don't eat anything though. Like just leave it alone. If you're gonna look at it, so you see what's in there, and then just set it back down. No.
Randall picks it up.
They take this as a sign.
And he brings it out to where everybody else is and tells them, look at what I found. They are so pleased with us. They love what we're doing so far, and they've given us a reward.
He's like Boromir in Lord of the Rings. It is a gift. This is a gift from the DS.
And the whole time he's clutching this cardboard box to his chest, and on the side of the box that is against his chest, it says that it's for the DS.
DS dorm is what it's labeled as. I don't know how you pick up this box, go through all of the stuff, see all of this candy, soda, all this stuff that you have not had access to, and then be like, clearly this is for us.
It's a little pick-me-up for day 5.
We're what halfway it is. There. Halfway through, it's a morale boost.
There's no one who told them that they could have it. This is all an assumption.
So he just takes that and runs with it, divvies it up amongst everyone outside, who then now they're taking him at his word of, oh, this is a tasty treat, a nice thing that was
how kind of them.
Dished out. That's so nice. Thanks, Randall, for sharing this with us.
Even Kody eats a Twix, even though that's not gluten-free.
It's the only candy with the cookie crunch.
You made an exception on that one. I bet you Robin's going to watch it and be upset.
No, I'm sure it's okay.
No?
That's fine. He only ate the left one, so that's okay.
He only had one of the 2 Twix. That's even sadder.
Yeah, that would be worse, I think. But you have to share it with the team. See, this is a learning thing. We're trusting each other to share the candy.
Everyone's going to learn that maybe you should have thought a little harder about who's the least trustworthy of everyone.
Oh,
They
boy.
finish eating, and then they find out, oh, no one said that we could have this.
Well, because Randall has this moment where he's like, all right, everybody, put all your trash in the box, okay? All the wrappers and stuff. I'll throw this out. I'll take care of it, guys. And he goes and sets the box down on the table in the mess hall. And then he goes, DS dorm, DS room. What does that mean? Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
We fucked up.
Oh, no. So then when he gets back to the barracks, he tells everybody, quick update. Quick announcement here. He's picking up his glass like Brittany. Ting, ting, ting. I have an announcement. That was not for us. That candy. I may have involved you in something that like there will be dire consequences for, but at this point we do not know. I just have to let you all know that you are in danger now.
Just to be fully transparent.
And we're all in it together for now.
What would you have done?
I mean, at that point, it's too late. Because I think Gia knew. As soon as Randall was like, I think it was labeled for like the DS stuff. And Gia was like, we're dead. Yeah, like they're going to kill us.
First, I don't think I would have eaten anything because, like Chanel, I would have assumed it was a trick.
Oh, if I was Chanel, well, because I would look at the box, all aspects of the box, and then be like, hello, this says DS right on it.
Also, I think I would have brought it to the front and then, like, they've called up before to ask for things and said, is this for us?
Oh, no.
Or is it lost?
Don't do that, because then they'll be upset that you're interrupting them. That's not an emergency. That's not a life or death thing.
I mean, I think it would have been worth checking before you consumed the entire box.
It's a life or death thing now, yeah, because now you have eaten a box of DS sweets.
I don't know, though. 5 days in, if that sody was cold...
I don't think the soda's cold, though.
Well, see, then I'm not as tempted.
But the candy, you wouldn't have taken a Twix or two?
I would have taken the right Twix.
You would have shared it with Kody.
No, he would have had to share it with me.
Oh, okay, great. As long as he gets credit.
I'm going to strong arm it away from you and getting the other one.
As long as he gets credit for it, that's all he wants.
No one says anything about it. They just go to the next mission.
Oh, no, because, yeah, as Randall's making his announcement, then it's like...
Get your stuff. It's time to go.
Yeah, mission number 2 about to go underway. And so this is the backwards dive. It's like a trust fall into water from a high platform.
Yeah, but you're paired with a partner and you have to synchronize your dive at the same time, backwards into the water.
Yeah, so you have to hit the water at the exact same time, otherwise you fail. This seems pretty complicated. At first. Well, because we were talking about the complications of this, right? It's because it's a timing thing. That's what Gia picks up on very quickly, is that seems to be like the synchronization is a little bit off, but you have to fall at the exact same time. But like, how much falling are you doing? Are you just letting gravity take over at a certain point? Are you kind of pushing off? Some people were kind of pushing off.
So this was difficult for those of us who did not do well in physics, because this automatically leads to confusion. How are we going to pair a little person and a bigger person, and they're going to hit the water at the same time?
Gravity's a constant, so it affects.
So that's the first thing that's throwing some people off.
Right.
Also, you have to make sure you don't hesitate when it's time to fall backwards, because you even hesitate for a moment, and that's going to throw off the timing.
See, what I noticed was we end up with like sort of a whiplash. Are you rushing or are you dragging? Sort of an issue here too, because if we're timing out the drop, the other thing that I was noticing was that it's not only a delay for the person who's not calling it out, it's also the person who's calling it out starts leaning before they actually make the call.
Oh, because in their head, they know they're about to say go.
In their head, they know they're about to go and they start going. So they actually jump in front. And then it's like they're hearing it behind you and now they're delayed.
Nobody really does well at this.
It's a struggle.
Kody and Gia get paired up, which this poor girl, she's done at least, like, this is the 3rd or 4th time she's had to be on a team with Kody.
What has she done to deserve this?
So whenever she does interviews and she's talking about her experience there, know that she spent a lot of time with him.
A lot of time with Kody Brown. But I liked how she kind of took the lead.
Yeah, well, we didn't get to see in the episode that as they're walking out to the platform, they're discussing what the plan is and decide that she's going to be the one who takes the lead.
They had one snippet of it in the actual episode where she was basically telling him, like, no, I'll call it out.
I loved I don't remember how much was in the episode versus what was the edit that she posted on TikTok, but I loved watching her just tell him what to do.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he said, okay, then you're going to be the one who leads, she told him what to do from then on out. She didn't defer to him at all.
No.
And he did listen.
He was asking for clarification and then confirming things back too. So then that was the other interesting part too, is where it's like, well, yeah, Kody's very quick to just defer leadership to someone else.
Right. Well, if we're going to compare this to the last competition, I wouldn't call what he did leadership.
No, not at all.
So now that there's actually a role that needs to be played where somebody has to be strategic about what they're saying and the timing, and someone else is having to listen very intently, now he's like, okay, you can do it.
Right.
I don't want that responsibility.
I'm not good at that. Yeah, I'm not good at that. I know that. So that was good to see.
They fail, though.
Yeah, they didn't line up. It's still...
She kind of propelled herself backwards.
She did like a gymnast, like dismount, like a full back flip off of it. Because, I mean, some people, when they're going back, it's like the tipping point and then it's a far drop. So some people are kind of like pencil diving in, and then other people are like flipping all the way over and kind of face planting or belly flopping. So it just depends on like how much rotation you're getting off of that fall too.
The only people who do well at this are Sean and Eric.
Sean and Eric get synced up on it.
Theirs was like perfectly synchronized.
It's like they've done this before.
Yeah.
Did they practice this before?
I kind of thought it was a little bit unfair because they know each other in real life. So there's maybe a little bit more of a trust factor there than people who have known each other for 5 days. I don't know if that contributed at all.
Well, also with
obviously Sean's a gymnast.
I was going to say with Sean calling stuff out, I think maybe she has more experience with like kind of synchronizing like that too, of where she's not rushing it, even though she's calling it out. She knows sort of that delay too that happens and not to rush it on her side. So maybe it is a little bit more experience from kind of like trying to call out synchronization as well.
The other team that passes, but it was a close call, Bree and Chanel. Chanel has to go twice.
Chanel got to go twice.
This is just the continuation of them fucking with her.
Yeah, they're really putting her through her paces here. But she failed the first time, and then she passes with Brianna Chicken Fry,
who she did not want to have to go with.
No, Chicken Fry was banking on doing this with Gia. Like that was who she was really counting on. And honestly, Gia's been like standing up for Chanel more, and like thinking back on like the tunnel challenge from last week and stuff. She's like, the only reason I got through it was because Chanel calmed me down. Like I was freaking out.
Yeah,
basically.
She was having a panic attack.
Yeah. So like I do trust Chanel, so like Gia's kind of standing up for Chanel in as many ways as she can here, but then the staff decides who Brianna's going to do this with. It's Chanel, who you voted for, who you trust the least this morning. That's who you're going to have to do this with.
Still, no one says anything about the box. Even after everybody goes, they're headed back.
The part that got me is that they get back to the barracks, and then Randall gets called in for questioning. They go through that whole conversation, and still the box does not come up. He has not mentioned it.
No. I think the first thing, well, again, we don't know the order in which these things were filmed.
Right.
Because it could have been before the box ever happened or after it was discovered. But it felt uncomfortable that like he didn't walk in there and just automatically confess to the fact that he had something to do with the snack box.
That looked like later in the day. I think no, because he knew he messed up because he went and warned everybody. He was like, it said DS stuff on it. So I don't think that was for us. In hindsight, now that our tummies are full of candy, I don't think we were supposed to have that. So he knew they messed up. He knew that was a problem.
But he goes in and he talks about how he's really struggling with the fact that he's not playing football this season, that he was not planning really on retiring, and that his family had a tragic situation that happened that kind of led him to making that decision to not play, which was that they had a house fire and they could have had somebody die. It was very, very close to people being trapped inside the house.
So this seems like kind of that transition point for him where it's like his football career ended sooner than he had expected, but also like his entire identity, his whole existence is football. My job is football. And a lot of people don't know that. But so like the complication there being, how do you exist as a person without having this defining thing that has run your entire life?
And he's feeling super selfish for even leaving his family to come do this challenge. And they kind of just talk him out of it. Like, you're here to hopefully discover new things about yourself and improve your character. So you shouldn't feel guilty about the time that you're spending here.
Well, like
unless you're spending it eating Twix bars and all of our sodies.
Well, I'm missing my family a lot. My baby Ruth and and my son Twix.
My nephew Reese.
We're like the Three Musketeers.
Well, you're starting to think that maybe they got away with it. Or maybe this wasn't what they originally thought.
See, I got all worried over nothing because now nobody said anything to us.
There's
about
no way.
this
My
all
anxiety
day.
could not deal with this.
No.
I would be
no,
thinking
no.
about it constantly. I would have to confess.
No, these are candy consequences that are about to happen because they call everyone out on parade, and it's time to talk about being trustworthy because that was how we started the day. This is how we're going to end the day, too, is to reiterate.
And then you just hear Gia go, he brought out the box.
Because he was talking about how Chanel was voted least trustworthy. But then how do you explain this? And it's the empty candy box just littered with wrappers and melted chocolate and all the hopes and dreams of the rest of this team here.
Randall did take responsibility for it immediately.
Very quickly because, hey, that was my fault. Nobody else. That was my mistake. And I told everybody else it was for our enjoyment. And so that was my problem. Yeah, that's my bad. But Gia's reaction to it immediately, though, he brought out the box.
She also speaks up and tells them that Chanel told them not to touch it.
Yeah. So then,
not only did she not eat anything, she also told us not to.
And then that's even more confusing to the DS because they're saying, well, you're telling us that the person that you trust the least as a group is the person who was trying to deter you from doing something so stupid, yet you all partook of the candy instead. Why did you eat the candy? And Gia is like a 7-year-old. I don't know. I don't know why I ate the candy. I don't know.
Because we're hungry.
Because I wanted it.
And it's hot.
Because it's hot and my tummy hurts.
Well, they're going to get punished. So they bring out a dunk tank and everybody has to go in it except for Chanel, who just watches them all. It had to be such sweet revenge to watch everybody. I mean, the majority of them voted against her earlier this morning, and to watch them all have to dunk themselves into ice cold water.
That's the first part of it.
Chef's kiss.
That's the first part of it.
That's Chanel's reward for getting through the day.
Because then they bring her up and they say Chanel as the least trustworthy, who is now proven to be more trustworthy than the rest of this group. Who do you deem as the least trustworthy? And she says, number 2, Brianna Chicken Fry, because you voted for me, so I don't trust you now.
I kind of thought that was a little petty.
It was a little petty. Because honestly, I would have been like, Randall, because Randall told us that this box was for you convinced everyone else to eat this candy that did not belong to us.
And he had a direct conversation with her where she said that he shouldn't do that, and he did it anyway.
Yes. So I would not trust Randall, personally.
I know, but she had a little personal vendetta against Brianna Chicken Fry.
So Chicken Fry gets sent to the cage, and then the DS opens it up. Does anyone else here feel like they belong in the cage? Which Gia doesn't even say anything. She just turns around and heads right for the cage.
Gina, our 24-year-old Gina, walks into the cage, not Kody Brown, who just gave his whole speech about how closely tied personal responsibility and masculinity are, does not feel guilty for the Twix he enjoyed.
Well, he got tricked, see?
No.
So that absolves him of all wrongdoing. Even though he had the candy and he ate the candy, he doesn't deserve to be exposed to any more sort of punishment that would be available, because whatever's going to happen in this cage doesn't seem like it's going to be a good time.
No, I need to know what his confessional footage about this would be, because I just have the gut feeling that it would somehow be one of his ex-wives' faults. It's Mary's fault because she gave me a taste for the Twix.
You know I don't like spearmint. Sort of moment there, yeah.
I'm just surprised it wasn't a woman's fault that tricked him.
Oh, no. If anything, it's going to be that Gia and Randall convinced him. So, like, that's their fault. And they're going into the cage, too. So now all of the responsible parties are being dealt with accordingly here. We have Brianna Chicken Fry. We have Gia. We have Randall. They're in the cage. Now it's everybody else. You take a bucket of this stink, dirt water, nasty, filthy stuff. and you get to do one big bucket splash on everyone in the cage and then go to sleep.
I would feel guilty because I ate something too.
Yeah, that's why
Don't you
it's like
think?
you could feel like, oh, I need to be in the cage too because I ate something. I did something I
That's your own personal choice.
wasn't supposed
You know,
to.
everybody knew. And we hear Gia say, we all knew it was stupid.
Why did we think that
It was too
even
good to be true.
That's exactly what it is. But for a moment, we just wished that like it was true that we do get a tasty treat. We all need a sweet treat from time to time, you know? So like,
I don't know. The moral of this episode is you should have listened to Chanel.
should have listened to Chanel. That's the big mistake here.
Next week, it looks like they have some type of football-like game in mud.
That looks like rugby.
Oh, rugby.
Yeah, is what it was looking like.
Is that when we're finally going to get some injuries that take people out? Because
Maybe.
we're having ex-professional football players run at people.
And look, Andrew's a good leader, but he'll knock you on your ass too if you're in the way. So it looked like he was bowling people over.
It should be a good one. I don't think that Kody's going to do very well.
Oh, I think Kody's going to get knocked around pretty good, but he likes playing in the mud. So I feel like this is going to be too much fun for him.
And then Chanel continues to struggle. Something to think about as you set your bracketology brackets.
Yeah, the Bergens are heavy, and especially when you have to hold them over your head with full arm extension. It's a lot to carry.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.